You've been around to some of the polling stations. What is the general feeling or
Well,
observation?
right now we're dealing with a particular violation of the law. The law says, GCOM law says, that the, the polling booth should be placed in a way that the agents for the political parties can see that the person is there and only with the pencil. Now they have placed it in a way that the agents can't see on the inside of the box. We've spoken to the CEO, he's changing it, and we have been moving around saying to people it needs to be changed, because once you have the box like that, people could still find other means of doing irregularities. And as we pursue free and fair elections, we want to see this done properly. Additionally, we are saying to our agents, they should not encourage any voting if they cannot see the person in the box. It is done in a way that you can't see where they're marking the X, but you must see the person so that you know the right thing is happening. That is a concern. Earlier, they attempted to discredit or decredit, I don't know how you call it, some of the people that have been accredited, but they have rectified that. So all our agents are properly accredited.
In what way they attempted to do that? Is this like a
Apparently,
letters?
like things like they didn't have the information, etc. But I got it has been rectified now.
Do you have party agents at all the stations
Yes,
across the country?
yes, we have at all the stations across the country.
Any other complaints? People not finding their names on lists or anything like
The
that?
joint services are very small. There might one or two persons said, like I heard somebody said, they came here to vote and their name is in my room or something to that effect. So there might be one and two of them. And we don't want to make an issue of one and two. But if it becomes something that is common.
What is it you want to see with respect to the person in the ballot box?
You want to see the person in the ballot area and what they do and what they have. In other words, if they carry a phone in the pocket, you must be able to see it. If they carry any other instrument outside of the, you must be able to see it. And that is why the rule says the agent should be able to see the person casting the vote. And that is what we do. And we had it rectified at Guyana. And I recognize that we didn't do it here. So I returned to ensure it is done. And we'll move around and ensure that it is done. And to say to all our agents across this country, do not allow anybody to vote if they cannot see them in the ballot, in the booth.
Mr. Norton, 10 years away from the elections, and you're seeing persons putting up death certificates, they're putting up lists with persons who they said died. How is it your party is going to be able to confirm the information, and if it is done?
We have confirmed a lot of the information before. We have been working on it. We have been able to confirm it. But GCOM has been reluctant to make the changes. So we have to scrutinize these elections and ensure that we keep them in check. We're not going to be able to deal with everyone, but we're going to stop the widespread rigging.
Do you know why there was such low claims during the claims and objection period?
When we were looking at claims, we felt claims couldn't remove the thousands of people who would have died, etc., who are overseas. And therefore, claims to us would have been a virtually useless process. You remember our claim was to have a clean voters list and biometrics. They refused all of that, and so we're here where we are.
But could you use that claims process to gather at least some information to take to the court in at least one or two of the cases that they've headed there?
Well, in politics, you make strategic decisions. If we had done that, the list would not have met this size, and they would have been able to say it's a clean list. When we allow it to go where it went, where the list is now virtually population, it should be obvious to everybody that it is bloated. It was a strategic decision.
Right. You just returned from
Port
campaigning
Kaituma.
there. What have you been hearing there?
That we have the support. The other parties are working. We are doing our work, and we intend to intensify our work in this last week There was a lot of demand for paraphernalia, etc. And so we had a good day in the Northwest. I went to Port Kaituma, Arakaka, and Matthews Ridge.
Is APNU still confident of a win given what we're seeing with some of the other parties and the support they're getting publicly?
Very, very confident. One of the advantages we have, we can say we have rented no crowd. All of the parties that showed some kind of, what you call it, have been paying people and renting a crowd. What you've seen is our natural support. And therefore we even got people who go to collect their money and say to us, hey, we're collecting this money, but you're sure of our support. So we're not worried about that.
Your thoughts on the Carter Center report?
Well, we had informed the Carter Center. In fact, in my very first meeting, I said to all of the observers, you need to observe the vehicles they are using. You need to observe the misuse of state resources. And so I am happy that they brought it to the fore. But every child knows. I just came from Arakaka, where they've taken over I sent out a video that is on where they have taken over the community center, and it's the PPP campaign office. And our reports that throughout Region 1, they have commandeered most of the vehicles that are part of the regional system, and that is what they're using. They are so pompous that they even come into you. While our meeting was going on, they call out 2 persons to tell them if they don't leave the meeting, they won't have a job the next day. So they are using a lot of fear and intimidation. But like I said to all Guyanese, it's about to end. On Monday, you have a secret ballot. There is nothing to fear. Your ballot is going to be safe and secure. Vote them out of office.